Do you really know Nocatee? I'm a Nocatee certified agent and I'm going to share with you some information that maybe you knew and maybe you did not know yet. Hi, I'm Tara, a real estate agent out here in Northeast Florida and also a Nocatee certified agent. Thank you for watching my video and hopefully you'll subscribe to my channel, Moving to Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Let's get started. Nocatee is an award-winning community. Whether it is local or national, it is often recognized as a top master plan community to live in, and it still continues to earn these awards as we speak. The latest awards is for the 4th year in a row, they have been voted as the #1 place to raise a family. Questions or inquiries that I get when people reach out to me to move here is, how do I move to Nocatee, Florida? Well, this isn't Nocatee, Florida. Nocatee is the name of a master plan community. It is very large. It almost operates like a town, however, it is not a town. The Nocatee community is located in Ponte Vedra, Florida. Now, most of Ponte Vedra, Florida does reside in Nocatee, but not all of it. There are some other individual homes, apartments, and other neighborhoods that are within Ponte Vedra, Florida, but they are outside of the community of Nocatee. A common question that I often get is, how large is Nocatee? Well, Nocatee is about 14,000 acres, and to put that into perspective, the size of Manhattan is 14,600 acres. However, obviously, our populations differ. Nocatee is sitting at about 30,000, which is also the same as Ponte Vedra Beach, just across the Intracoastal Waterway, as they also sit at about 30,000 people. With Nocatee being so large, we all have the address of Ponte Vedra, Florida here. However, it actually crosses over 2 different counties. Here you can see where the county line is. About 15% falls into Duval County, and the remaining 85 or so falls into St. Johns County. Many people that come to visit Nocatee do feel that Nocatee is very family friendly, which it is. An interesting fact is that 54% of the homeowners here are either empty nesters or retirees. Additionally, 60% of the homes do not have children living with them under the age of 18. Some other interesting facts about Nocatee is about 72% of the homeowners here have actually moved from out of the area, at least outside of Jacksonville. Usually it's another state. 1 out of every 8 homeowners in Nocatee has actually purchased more than one home in Nocatee, whether it's a second home or their next home for moving up, downsizing. They have purchased more than one home here. When the original idea of Nocatee was first drawn up back in 1998, they had the vision of doing just over 15,000 homes. They broke ground in 2005, and the first home was sold in 2007. They are projecting at completion will be just over 14,500 homes, kind of hovering around that number. So they were pretty close to the 15,000. Now, that number of homes does seem pretty large for the community. However, a home could be an individual home. It could be a villa, it could be a condo, a townhome, an apartment, and even somebody's room for assisted living or independent living, as that is somebody's home. So it's really 15,000 homes versus individual buildings that are built. With about the 50 or so neighborhoods here in Nocatee, most of them are sold out. So there are resale opportunities, but there are still some new construction opportunities, whether it's in our 55 and up community, individual homes on the water for the Intracoastal Waterway, as well as townhomes. With new construction nearing the end in Nocatee, there are really only about 1,800 more homes left to be built. So if you are considering new construction, I highly encourage you to reach out to me and we can discuss what the neighborhoods are, the builders, the floor plans and the prices, as well as how long it takes to actually build a home, and of course the lots. Many of the calls, texts, and emails that I get are people asking me, what is Nocatee like? Because most of them have never even stepped foot in Nocatee. Well, since Nocatee sold their first home in 2007, a lot of people aren't from Nocatee. We're pretty much from all over the place here. And I say we because I am a resident here. We represent every single state as well as other countries around the world. Now, what does Nocatee look like is another question. 60% of the land here is dedicated to preserve. And there are many parks and fitness trails. In fact, 300 acres are dedicated for public parks throughout the neighborhoods. Additionally, they set aside land for 2 fire stations, 2 sheriff's substations, 1 county annex, and 1 library. So far, there is 1 fire station, which actually does help lower our home insurance here. When the PARC group created Nocatee, they actually set aside areas for 9 different schools to be built if needed. It's not up to the PARC group or Nocatee. It is up to the county and the state as far as whether or not they're going to build schools. So of those 9 sites, 3 have already been built. They are K through 8 schools. There isn't a Nocatee school. They all have different names, but most of the residents there are Nocatee students. Once you arrive here in Nocatee, you will very soon see that we are a golf cart friendly community. Even though we do not have a golf course, they aren't too far away. There's one only a few miles away, and there's several at the beaches such as TPC, Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra, and Marsh Landing. Nearby healthcare is a must. In Town Center, there are plenty of options, whether it's urgent care, dentists, or orthodontists, they are all there. However, should you need to go elsewhere or to nearby hospitals, they are not too far, as you can see on the map here. Shopping in the area is great. Whether you're shopping in our town center or you're going a little bit more north or south to St. Augustine or the St. John's Town Center, or really close is Duval Park. It's about 8-10 minutes away from the town center area. There you would easily have the movie theaters, restaurants, Home Depot, Walmart, and it is still continuing to grow. So it's nearby and convenient, but we don't have all the traffic within Nocatee visiting those locations. Nocatee is still growing. In fact, there is still commercial space available. However, as a master plan community, they will not be signing any contracts, more than likely, with any of the big box stores. But they keep it kind of small here, which is really nice and very friendly and easy to drive around, and we don't bring in a lot of traffic from other communities. Another great thing about the location of Ponte Vedra, Florida is the closest to the beaches. The nearest one is the public beach called Michler's Landing. You can also head down south to St. Augustine Beach, where there are numerous beaches, or head back up north to Jacksonville Beach, Neptune Beach, or Atlantic Beach. And all along that coastline, there are also several beach clubs that you can join if you wish. Fishing and boating are also very popular in this area, as we're so close to the St. Johns River, the Intracoastal Waterway, and of course the Atlantic Ocean. I get lots of questions about our amenities here. They are all over the internet. In fact, I've done numerous videos on them, but they are very, very attractive and inviting. So basically everyone in Nocatee is permitted to go to the amenities unless they are in a gated community. There are a handful of gated communities, and the people that live in those are actually paying extra for their amenities. They are also allowed to go to all of the Nocatee amenities, but if they are in a gated community, someone who is not in that specific gated community would not have access to those. More specifically, the amenities in the gated communities for our 55 and up communities. There are 2 in St. Johns County and 1 in Duval. Not everybody can go to them, only if you live there, and they also have security gated access. Our amenities are numerous, so I get lots of questions about those. Our 2 main water parks are probably the largest attraction that we have. We have Spray Water Park and Splash Water Park. Splash Water Park is our original water park that opened up in 2010. Spray Water Park was added in 2019. As you can see, the Splash Water Park is huge. It has several pools, but one of my favorites in there is the lazy river. One thing I do like about it is there's actually speakers throughout it, so you can just kind of float around and listen to the park music. There's also the 2 slides, one shorter, one taller. At the top of the taller slide, there's actually a zip line, which is a lot of fun. It kind of shoots across the pools. There's water volleyball. There's even an area for younger children where the water doesn't rise. It's just kind of like a spray pad area where they can kind of get wet on those hot days. There's also a 21 and up Serenity pool. And this area for 21 and up, they actually have an area where they can walk right up to the bar without having to leave that area. Now, Spray Water Park actually has a 4-story playground with over 75 water features on it for kids to play with. They also have a pool nearby, a beach area, and then a racing slide that go almost 70 steps up, 2 side-by-side racers, and then 1 individual where 2 people can ride down on a tube together. In between both of these water parks is our lap pool. It is heated, so all year long, that is our only heated pool, and it goes to about, I believe, 82, 83 degrees in the winter. We have a fantastic swim team here in Nocatee called the Blue Tide, and they can actually exercise in this pool, or they can pick one of our other pools. We have another pool with, I believe it's 6 lap lanes over at Crosswater. Now Crosswater, they have their own pool, playgrounds, and dog parks. That is open to everyone because it is not in a gated community. In fact, you're going to see multiple pools and multiple dog parks and playgrounds all throughout Nocatee that anyone can bike to, walk to, jog, golf cart, or even drive to. If we head back over to Splash Waterpark, there's a building that has all of our workout needs. There is room dedicated to classes that you can take, aerobics, Zumba, whatever it is. And there's also another room for the weightlifting, elliptical, treadmill, all of that. And that is part of our community. Anybody can go to as long as you have your pass to get in, just like you would need for the pools. Now, if we head back over to the amenity center, pretty much attached to where the lap pool is, we have lighted basketball courts. There are 4 different courts, and we also have pickleball. Now, they've added more pickleball courts because it is so popular here. There's also sand volleyball, and not too far away, we do have our tennis courts. Nocatee has 2 kayak launches. One of them is on the Intracoastal Waterway, and the second one is deeper into the community. Here you can launch your non-motorized sports such as your paddleboard, your kayak, or your canoe. There is actually another opportunity for you to get your kayaking in. Settlers Pond recently opened, and it is a stocked pond. It's catch and release though. It is paved all the way around so you can walk it, jog it, bike it, and that's about 0.8 miles. Settlers Pond also offers dog parks, just like many of the other neighborhoods, as well as playgrounds, and most of them are covered to protect the children from the heat. Nocatee offers a lot of trails throughout the neighborhood. Some of them link behind the neighborhoods, as you can see on this map. A lot of them will lead directly to the amenity center. They could be for bikes, golf carts, walking, jogging. However, there is one area where golf carts are not allowed, and it is not paved. It is about 4.2 miles, and it starts at the Preservation Trail and goes all the way down to our kayak launch. Another great and popular question that I get, especially from buyers from out of state, is what is a CDD fee? That is required of all Nocatee residents. It's actually common in some other states as well, not just Florida, and it's not every neighborhood. However, Nocatee does have a required CDD fee. The CDD fee comes from a bond that was taken out at the creation of Nocatee. It's a 30-year bond, and it basically paid for the infrastructure, the roads, drainage, everything that you needed to put a community together, including the amenities that we offer here. The list of events is where Nocatee, to me, seems to feel more like a town than just a neighborhood. They offer more than 250 events throughout the year. Every single month, all different ages, there are events for everybody. Just to give you some examples of the events, there are 2 events that I highly encourage visitors to come check out if you are considering Nocatee as your next home. One of them is the Farmers Market. That runs every 3rd Saturday of the month from 10 to 1 at Nocatee Station Field. Again, open to the public, so feel free to come in. There is a different theme every month. Another one is Food Truck Friday. It's almost every other Friday throughout the year. As it gets colder, they kind of don't do that. Every once in a while, it gets rained out. But other than that, I highly encourage you to come taste the food. We have usually about 12 to 15 trucks. There's always live music. It's a great way to talk to people and ask them about the community. Now let's get to just some of the events that are for the Nocatee residents only. We can start with the Polar Plunge. It's in January. It's where children and adults, they can actually dress up in costume if they want to, and they all have a countdown and jump into the pool. It's really not so polar, so I think it's kind of cute, but that's an annual event that we have here in Nocatee, and that takes place at the Splash Pool. There are lots of events for children. There is family camping night, movie night. They have Easter egg hunts. You can meet Santa, the Easter Bunny. There is a kilt drop for Hanukkah. There are all kinds of events that take place for children here. One of my favorites is easily Nocatee Aglow, and that usually takes place right after Thanksgiving, and it runs through end of January as far as the Christmas light show. The actual Nocatee events are only for 2 days for Nocatee residents only, and that is usually the Friday and Saturday, I believe, the first 2 nights, and I have a video dedicated to that if you'd like to check that out. Other events are bingo night, karaoke night, family pizza night, trivia night. Sometimes it's for children, sometimes it's for adults. They recently had a Disney sing-along where characters came up and the children showed up at Nocatee Station Field, and they got to hang out and sing songs to their favorite Disney characters. Other annual events that are open to the public is a car show. There's an annual car show that we have here in Nocatee Station Field where it seems to get bigger and bigger every year. There are new cars and old cars. It's really a lot of fun, and you're definitely going to want to take lots of pictures. One of my personal favorites is Roskaloosa. And what that is, it's a singer and songwriters festival that, again, Nocatee Station Field, because that's where we have the space for it. It's an outdoor concert that usually begins around 4 or 5 and runs till about 10. Lots of people come here every year. I believe that they are on their 10th year, but it's great. You actually have the writers of songs who sold their songs, but they get to tell the story of who they sold it to, how they created it, where the ideas came from, and then they sing their song. It's really, really a lot of fun. One of my favorites is Nocatee Uncorked. It's usually held 3 times a year, and it's for 21 and up, where you would buy a ticket for Nocatee residents only, and there's wine tasting, and there's also some hors d'oeuvres that they have for you. There's also Nocatee Untapped, which is also about 3 times a year, where they have all types of samples of beer that you can try. Nocatee also organizes golf cart parades. We don't have the golf course, but we have lots of electric-only golf carts. It's usually on 4th of July, Halloween, Christmas, and there may be a few more trickled in there, where everyone decorates their carts and they all line up. Actually, there's even a contest, so there's a winner at the end of this as far as the decorations. They ride through the town center, throwing candy. The streets are lined with families. It's really, really a lot of fun. With this being a golf cart community, the goal is to be able to take your golf cart just about anywhere throughout Nocatee, whether it is the nearest pool, playground, dog park, or even the town center area to get some groceries, go out to eat, have a doctor's appointment, pick up your dry cleaning, go to the bank. All of it is designed for the golf carts to be able to just access these points easily. There are definitely some safety rules for the golf carts throughout our community, but for the most part, if the speed limit is 25 or less, they're allowed in the road. Any area where the speed limits are higher, there'll be a dedicated sidewalk that you'll see alongside the road, which is wider and it is marked appropriately. So what is exactly in Town Center of Nocatee? Here is a running list of all of the stores, businesses, shops that are currently available to us in the Town Center area. I say currently available because there are still things in the works. In fact, they're about to break ground on a new chop house, a steakhouse that will be coming here with a rooftop bar that we are all very excited about. There are plenty of restaurants and salons, banks, financial services. Your child could take martial arts or ballet. There is pretty much something for everyone here in the town center area. So that's a small snapshot of Nocatee. It is fantastic. So I ask you, does your current neighborhood offer all of the attractions, amenities, recreation? If it does, that's great. If not, give me a call and I'd love to help you out with new construction or resale so you could also live the Noc lifestyle. Thank you so much and I will see you soon.